Hello, ladies and gentlemen, it is me again, Insane Gorilla. Welcome back to the continuation of What If Deku was a Fallen. We last left off, Inko and her group joined the Golden Lions. I'm calling them the Golden Lions now and not the Yellow Lions, because I got confused. And I have permission from Orcslayer What Ifs to actually use some of his faction names, or some of his house names for the Fallen and all that. And speaking of him, go and watch his latest videos. They are top notch. And not insane. Also, if you are watching this video, adios my friend. How's you doing? But anyway, this, like I said, is the continuation. Last left off, Deku was Inko, like I said, was in America. But after a couple of months, they moved from America somewhere else. Somewhere completely different. A small island, a place where there are several islands closely knitted together. Leaving in a ketch of their own, they would arrive, set up camp, and survey the area. Fresh food, clean water, and no, bad points to be seen. But they did see, over the way, there was a place for them to salvage. Part of the mainland of Europe. A place known only as, a desert. The desert plains, as they would call it. Even though the name of the city was right above a hanging post. And when they read it, it read the name of Hong Kong. So, yes. They are not, in fact, in Japan, there are quite a few small islands a little bit further away from the main island of Japan. They just haven't gone over to Japan fully. So, yeah. And 25 years later, because the Fallen can live for a very long time, Inko met another member of a different house. This house having dark armour, as black as night, with a little bit of white to show. Just a little. They were secretive. Nobody truly knew of this house. This house was called, I'll just keep that as a surprise. Let's just say this house was thought to be long since dead after its Kel sacrificed himself. But they had officially grown, changed their house name, but kept it under wraps. When they had guests round, they went by a different name. But when they were alone, they went by their old house name again. Inko and this man fell in love. It was love at first sight. Although he did kind of sneak into her house, or sleeping quarters, when she was polishing her armour, and, she likes to clean her armour periodically in private so nobody can stare at her. Even though she is wearing cloth to hide her womanly features, it didn't stop this fallen from getting quite the eyefall of her beauty. And sure enough, there was an object thrown. It may have been a very sharp object or a very blunt one. Even he couldn't tell, because he ducked like a rabid animal just to make sure he didn't get hit. And after that awkward encounter, several more encounters happened. Over the next... But like I said, it was love at first sight. He loved her and...
From science.com, according to research and logical sense, it appears...
Alexa, shut up. Sorry about that. Bloody equipment. I do swear. As I was saying, this encounter took over a few months. So, the first time he saw her, he virtually marvelled at how beautiful she was. Of course, she didn't think the same of him, calling him a pervert and a very human concept, but it kind of fits. He was kind of perving on her. And after the second one, he actually saved her from an ambush from House Devils. Yes, the House of Devils were around. So he saved her and made sure that the House of Devils learnt that they had allies. So they weren't easily punished. Now, Inko was only a captain at the time. Her people who she laid out first called her a baroness. More like she's a captainess. So she's just an ordinary captain. But a captain with a love interest that she hasn't realised, or didn't realise for some time. So, after her getting rescued and saved by the Fallen, respect for him went up. She thought to herself, maybe he's not such a pervert. And next encounter they had, she saved him. She would just simply say that's her giving away her debt to him. He saved her, so it's her turn to save him. Of course, his love for her only deepened. Because the way she handled a few Fallen from a different house altogether. The Raven house. The household of the Raven. The way she methodically killed the fallen members of this house really made his heart feel alive, seeing a woman's fury when she's protecting or giving her all to impress. That's what was going through his mind. Unfortunately, it was not to be. When she just simply tells him that that's her paying off her debt to him. And sure enough, letting him go, she would walk away, leaving into her own sort of, well, skiff with her own people, who would clean out a small outpost. The Ravens sure as hell wouldn't forget their sudden loss of an outpost. They would just believe the other form they held hostages, the hostage they held, his house turned up and wiped them off the map. It turned out it wasn't. It was the Golden Lions. And the next time they met, well, it was actually in secret. Inko saw a message on her table telling her to meet an old acquaintance. And please don't bring any friends. It's just a peaceful meeting between two colleagues wanting to discuss an alliance. Little did she know that it more resembled him asking her out on a date. And sure enough, she would go, not really trusting this person. She'd bring two of her closest compatriots. A fallen by the name of Anna Yeirozu and, well, Minsky. And not the Minsky Bakugo, just another woman called Minsky. All three women would go to this rendezvous place. Minsky and Anna Yeirozu would go two different ways to keep an eye out. And sure enough, a few minutes later, standing, her acquaintance appears alone. And then she says, it's actually good to see her again. Now, Inko knows the voice, because they had spoken before, and when she did save him, he did say thank you. So she knew the voice. And she would ask, why did he truly call her here? As he would just sigh, I promised my honour of a fallen, or my honour as an Elixni, I was truthful to my words. Scan the area, try and find any more biosignatures of any other Elixni, apart from the two you brought. I understand that you wouldn't have trusted it anyway. Well, Minsky and Anna would walk out of the shadows from two different directions. And they would tell Inko that she's clear and there's nothing else here. They would respectfully leave, saying that this conversation is for you two alone, so we'll leave. See you back at base. So they would leave. And in the fallen male's words, the date was actually quite interesting and fascinating. They had multiple things that linked them together. They both loved their people and they both hated Skolos, the rabbit. All went well in his whole excursion. Funnily enough, he actually heard her whisper she actually enjoyed their chat. Perhaps they should do it again sometime. He would actually say, what about the alliance I talked about? That way we can all be allies. As I was saying, they would then discuss this alliance. He would write down the notes of what he would need to do from a notepad and book, or a notepad and pen he pulled out of nowhere. The same with Inko as well. They'd both jot down a few things that they would need to ask their Kel and Keles. Funnily enough, they didn't realise that both Kels were actually in contact with each other and were already discussing this alliance between their houses. Considering his house are in Japan, are based purely in Japan. And while Inko's house is based purely on a set of islands, nothing unusual would happen. Well, that is until their last ever encounter with each other. It wasn't a, unproductive night, considering hatchlings will soon be born that year. And of course, a year later, more hatchlings will be afoot. Well, that was their hope, that is. But this year would have been possibly more productive. And when they both met up again, there were certain things in the air that were only meant for lovers. And sure enough, he pronounced his love for her, as the day he met her, he couldn't see just the fighter that she showed, but someone who cared for her people, not for class or title, just for her people. And he proclaimed even if their houses do not have a alliance, nothing would stop him from loving her. Her for who she is and for who she truly should be. Of course, that little speech gives her the butterfly effect. She felt as if her heart had just leaped out of her chest to impact the guy. Knowing his name was Hisashi after a while, after asking him the question of his name, he gave himself up as Hisashi, and the name of the house, which really did surprise Inko. She thought the house was completely destroyed. Turns out 300 of them managed to get off of Reese when it fell. And this endeared her even more to his infatuation with her. And one very blissful night, filled with love and compassion, 2 hatchlings were born, or made. And one would hatch 3 days earlier than the next. Happiness hit Inko harder than anything could be. Minsky never found a male to produce with. Neither did Ana Yairozu. At least, not yet. And they were more along the lines of the 2 aunts that you would need in your life. Both of them would take turns in looking after them when they were growing. And Inko, thinking of Hisashi, would often spend more and more time alone, not as a recluse, but more time alone training, getting herself stronger to defend her hatchlings. As the news comes in that an alliance between that certain house and theirs cannot be feasible at this time. They will remain close as trading partners, only for now. As this news comes in, Inko sneaks out one last night, to the place that her first clutch of her 2 hatchlings were made. Going there, she would find well, Hasashi, head down in shame. If she would ask him what's wrong, shooting his eyes up, she would see that 2 of his eyes are missing. Concerned, she would feel his face gently, moving over the scars over where his eyes used to be. She would say he got into a fight with some ravens, and they plucked out his eyes. The splicer implanted 2 new eyes, but apparently one of them had poison on their weapon. It's not, and well, it was fatal. He only has around about 4 years to live. Her heart would sink fast, and she would hug him, weeping, saying that this is unfair. Their houses should join together so they could be together forever. Hasashi would gently grab her hand and basically lift her cheek up, looking at him. He would put his lips to hers as they would meld for a while, with Inko then breaking the kiss and standing. As Hasashi would look at her with shame in his eyes, thinking that she had just rejected him because he was dying, only to see her remove the armour. And her looking at him saying, "Aren't you going to do the same? You have 4 years to live. Why not try for 1 more?" As Hasashi would stand, helping her take the armour off as she would help him with his. And one very long night of passion, her crying out his name as he would blissfully, and with her having a blissful night as well, they would both wake up naked as the day they were born, or naked as the day they hatched, with no egg cloth around them. As they would both smile, Inko would roll herself on top as she would just sigh and say she doesn't want him to go. As Hasashi would just say he has no choice. As he would peck her cheek, saying he loves her, and no matter what, she has children to look after. She can't up and abandon them because of him. It would be selfish of her. And sure enough, 1 year later, Inko would have one final hatchling. Going to the spot she usually goes to again, this time with all 3 hatchlings. She would not see Hasashi, but she would see one of his squad mates. One who knew his secret about having a romantic and intimate relationship with a member of the Golden Lions. He himself would appear and bow down to her as he would pass her one of his weapons. Well, basically 2 of his weapons, really. And she'd look at him and ask the question of what happened to Hasashi. This fallen would stand and keep his head down in shame, as he'd just say softly and with very huge amount of sadness, he didn't make it. He tried his best to make it. We all tried to save him, too. The ravens just had too much firepower. They ripped him to shreds. his dying words were to give you his blade and his weapon, and to let you know that he loved you very much, and he would have loved to have seen his hatchlings, or your hatchlings, or that your hatchlings, his children, as well. I'm so sorry. As he would walk away, as Inko would actually fall to the ground and cry. As she would feel someone, well, basically 2 sets of hands touch her back. Looking up, she would see Anna and Minsky. All here, both knew about her intimate and very active relationship with Asashi. They met him a few times as well before they, began having intercourse with each other. And they knew that he was a very open-hearted man who would do nothing to harm Inko. But hearing he got ripped to shreds by ravens, it upset her greatly. And sure enough, she remembered the dark armour he wore. And she would return back to the base, all 3 hatchlings in her arms. 2 were beginning to walk, quite soon actually. And when they started to walk, they started to run. Both being roughly around about 2 years older than their sibling. 1 girl and 2 boys. The oldest boy, Zakrix, or Arix as he's usually called, would be on the front lines at the age of 15. His sister, Lusa, was into the logistics, supplies ferrying from backwards and forward. And their youngest, Izuku, or as he gets called, Quiet. Because he is quiet. He is stealthy. And he has different armour to everybody else. Something that even his mother does not know why. But we'll start the story a few years later with the Golden Lion Keles. Get me Inko now! This situation has to be resolved by now. I need Inko here. Now! As you wish, Keles. Mr. Keles would wait for an hour waiting for Inko. As Inko would finally walk in. Keles, Inko, I need your help. With what, mistress? Or with what, madam? We are getting disturbing reports from one of our outposts. Zakris is there. He's the one who sent me the information. You recently got put up to Baroness. I want you to take control of that outpost. What do you wish of me, Keles? Take control of the outpost, secure it. It will slowly be made into a bigger base. As you wish. And Inko. Yes. Keles. Try not to let your personal feelings get in the way. I'll try not to. As Inko would leave, as the Keles would slump into a chair and rub all 4 of her eyes without her helmet on. You shouldn't lie to me, Inko. I already know you're suffering. If you lost any of your children, I think you'd lose it entirely. Report! Ischilus. With Inko going towards one of the skiffs. Eva Spiddles. This should pull out an image of her and Hasashi before they did the deed and had their first clutch of hatchlings. This should kiss the picture with him and her. I miss you, Hasashi. They should put the image away. They should take on a stern look. They should walk past Lafona, taking supplies to one of the, well, to the skiff she's going to. Lafona! Mother! Good to see you. I need those supplies loaded, Lafona. I'm getting there as quick as I can, Mother. It doesn't help that apparently the guys think I don't need help. Simmer stinks. Whenever we females ask for help, they laugh at us. They don't laugh at you, Mother. I know. I'm glad you're into logistics and not into fighting like your brother is. I know. Zacharias is always causing fights. Here, he's always restless. Out there, he's a lot more active. He's more calmer out there. Being cooped up too much doesn't help him. I know. Where's the other one? Izuku? No, he's around. He's around somewhere. What is he up to? Most probably avoiding his little fan club. Fan club? Yeah. You know he wears all that dark armour now. He definitely does hide. He has a little fan club following him and trying to see what he looks like underneath all that armour he now wears. He's still too young to go out there, but I've caught him training with a shock pistol. You what? I caught him. Don't worry, I took the shock pistol away. I told him he shouldn't be teaching himself on how to shoot. He should wait until he is ready to actually hold the pistol properly. I had to literally grab it before he shot himself in the foot. Some case. Seriously? Yeah, he is like this. Anyway, Mother, that's the last. You got 38 shanks, suicide shanks around about 100. They can easily be unloaded. Sniper shanks, you only got around about 12. Sorry, that's all I could find. What about usual shanks? Yeah, you got around about 50 of them. Suicide, over 100. So you're going to have plenty to secure the area. The outpost you're going is one of our biggest suppliers of raw materials. And you've got a few tanks of ether to take with you. How big are the tanks? Big enough not to be spotted, but small enough to be ran out quickly. Suna-san. How many tanks do they have in that outpost? There's around about 25 medium-sized tanks. These are small tanks, small enough to hold around at least 2 gallons of ether. Are they full? No. They said they needed some more storage tanks. The ones they have are too full. The Kellis is sending more skiffs out with tanks as well to try and flush as much of it out as they can and bring them back, but they need more tanks. Sorry, Miller. You're going to have your hands full. Apparently that outpost is full of miscreants because they're so well defended. Smux. Thank you. Don't mention it. Oh, and Mother. Good luck. I don't need it. Yes, Inko would get on board her ship. So she just yelled to the servitor that pilots, "Get us to the outpost now!" Just to take off. And basically fly. We're around about 4 other skiffs following. Back in logistics with Lafana. Mum, you can't fool me. I know you're sad that Dad's no longer around. Come on, Nezuko, I can see you there. Damn it. You can't sneak up on me. I know, I wasn't trying to. I was trying to sneak up on Mother. Glad I didn't, she seemed angry. Back with Inko, when she lands in the outpost. They should get off, and several captains are maintaining order, basically getting ready for some more patrols. As they'd all see her, as all of them would basically salute, or bow out of her way. Who's in charge in this godforsaken outpost? As the captain would step forward. That would be me. I'm in charge now. Give me a status report. As you wish, Baroness. After the report. So what about the other reports? Anything else other than ghoul activity and raven activity? The ghouls have an outpost here and here. And one over there in a power plant. Ravens, they control this district here and everywhere else around the ghouls and us. Luckily, the ravens are so preoccupied with the ghouls they don't bother us. They're very territorial. Good. At least they'll keep the ghouls off our asses. Anything else? Salvaging operations are going at 100% efficiency. With your troops, we'll be able to get more supplies and raw materials to take back. Some more people are coming. Make way! Make way! More supplies coming through! Andal, where's your captain? Our captains are dead. They were shot by the ghouls, sir. Till the ravens turned up and started drawing their fire away. You're the captain now. Get enough ether to make yourself grow, along with everybody else. Aye, Captain. Are you always like this? Been like this ever since our last Baron went off on a scouting mission by himself. Never returned. I wish the Kellis told me this. I kept it out of the reports. Always hoping that he would turn up. He never did. I should have said it earlier. You should have. I would have got here sooner to go and help with the search. There's most probably nothing you could do, Baroness. Baroness! Sacris. How you doing, Baroness? I'm fine. You? Okay so far. We've got a problem. Ravens are causing one hell of a ruckus with the ghouls. The ghouls have called in more reinforcements. Just some other light stealers. The machine stealers. That's it. They've got mechanical units. And a few other last city patrol units too. Well, last cities, considering there's 2 of them. 2 cities that we can't get through. One in America and one here, and one up north in a place called Old Russia. Yes, I get the message. Now, what else do you have to report? Well, other than that, shit's just going the same way as usual. Avoiding ghouls and raven patrols. They're easy to try and dodge. The ghouls and their little lights, on the other hand, they're a pain. The captains have had their heads shot off twice because of it. Eva sonks. Okay, what else? And that's it. There's so much scrap here, it's untrue. We've ran into a few ambushes too by the ravens, using the scrap as an ambush point. I should know. I dodged one of those ambushes not too long ago. Got all the scrap, but 3 of my people are dead. Captain's severely wounded. Needs to go back to the base, or to our headquarters to be healed up. We have no medics. That would be a good option. Anything else? Yeah, 3 dead, 2 vandals, 1 dreg. That dreg was a good friend of mine. Who was your second in command? One of the female vandals. She's okay, she's already taken charge. Good. Get healed up. Tell her that orders are to have some ether and get the squad back up to 100%. She's in charge now. She already figured that part out. Zachris. Yes, Baroness? Good to see you're alive. Good to see that they sent someone competent. No offence. None taken. Was the Baron that so incompetent? Oh yes. He was so incompetent it was untrue. Surprised he didn't come back screaming without his clothing. Time skip. Back with, Deku. Come on, Deku. Up. Yeah. It's only you guys that can give me the talk. Yeah, 'cause you're so goddamn quiet. Come on. Help me up with this. Sure. 3, 2, 1. Let's lift some heavy machinery together. Christ, this thing is heavy. Yeah, tell me about it. Come on, let's move it. Go, no, left, right, backwards. Hey, catch up. I'm trying. And there. There's a plonk. Well, put the thing down. Whew, that's heavy. Yeah, you'd say that again. Alright. Head back to the house up. Head back to your sleeping quarters. We're done for the day. Here's your ether rations. Thank you. What about you? Don't worry about me. I'm strong enough as it is. They'd both walk away. Mizuki would still be at his mother's place, considering that his elder siblings moved out due to not having much space. They're close by, just not in the same house. Or same sleeping quarters as him. Look what we got here. Little runt. What do you want? Well, he wouldn't say that. He would just say that in his head. He would stay quiet. Looks like Quiet here doesn't know how to open his gob. Sure, you'll open it for his sister. Perhaps you'll open it for me as well. As you get one hell of a death glare. Don't give me that look. Instead, will surround him. There's around about 5 of them. This would just look. he was stored ether packets in his armour. What sort of armour he even has. As he would clench his fists, knowing that there's going to be a fight. What are you going to do, punk? There's 5 of us. Only one of you. As Deku would say to himself, all I need is 1. You idiots. Let's gun him, boys, and take his ether. Runts like him don't need it. Yes, they would. Well, 2 of them would charge him. Now, Deku had learned a bit of hand-to-hand combat, purely by spying on his mother when his mother was sparring with his eldest brother, Sakura. So he would use those skills that he mimicked. And sure enough, the first 2 were beaten back, as the third would come up behind him, only for Deku to sweep his legs out and basically full on spin kick him in the back of the head, knocking him out afterwards. Because obviously he rolled over and tried to get up and got hit in the back of the head. As he would go up and miss another set of arms, punching the guy in the face, hitting him in his right 2 eyes, causing him to spin and groan out in pain. As Deku would look around, he would get swiped across his top left eye. As he would scream out in pain, catching actually the attention of a vandal who was actually just minding his own business, but when he heard the scream of pain, he was moving over there. And sure enough, when the others heard the scream of pain, they knew somebody was coming, so they had to end it quickly and steal the ether. So they all dogpiled him, apart from the one that was knocked out cold. Deku would throw punches left, right and centre, and even kicks, changing up his style to make it unpredictable. And sure enough, he would unfortunately fail, as they would start grabbing his arms, then his legs. Well, 2 would grab his arms, and 1 would grab, well, both of his legs, although very awkwardly. As the last guy would actually spin, well, jump and basically hammer fist him in the guts. Because they had him out like a springboard, so he would get basically hammer slammed in the guts. And the cry out of pain would have again hit the vandal who was on his way. Turning around the corner, he would actually rugby tackle at least 3 of them, leaving the other one who had his legs up to basically drop his legs in fear as his arms stopped his head smashing against the ground. As the guy would try to run, he would only get jumped on by Deku and slammed against a wall, lifted up and thrown into the pile of unconscious bodies. This Deku would actually have his hand over his left eye. You okay? Huh? Ah, you're quiet. I recognize you now. Let's have a look. Cha. Damn youths. Alright, go find the splicer. He'll fit you with a new eye. Deku would just nod and walk off. Now what to do, you damn youths? Yes, Deku would wander off, and soon found himself into more trouble. As another group would punch him in the somebody else would punch him in the face. We'll take those. Yes, Deku would be out on the floor, out cold. As well, others would just ignore him, mainly because Deku was different. He didn't wear the armour of the Golden Lions. And sure enough, the Vandal who gave him the hand would see him unconscious on the floor. And the ether packets gone. Gah! Someone stole the ether packets from him. Great. There's it pick Deku up. And basically drag him off to a splicer. The splicers all know who Inko is, and they know her children, so they know that since Deku is the youngest and the odd one out, considering he wears nothing but dark armour, they're just disappointed that the younger generation, who are soon going to be out fighting and doing stuff, seem to be taking it out on him. Hell, only 2 weeks ago, some poor girl went out there last time and was found just barely alive after a grueling experience. And she just, offed herself. So Splicer would put a new eye in, sigh and talk to the, Vandal who brought him in. Both the Vandal and the Splicer would not really be bothered by when Deku starts groaning and gets up. The Splicer would just shoo him out of the place, saying that he's no longer needed here. And, Deku would leave. And sure enough, he walks out and goes straight to a training area to start testing himself out on the shock pistol again, knowing that he has no lower arms, so he can't really help hold up a heavy oomph weapon. At least not yet. As you pick up the pistol and the small blade, the shock blade. As you'd see a small group come up to him as well, also going to practice. They're not particularly friends with him and he's not friends with them, but they tolerate each other's presence. As Deku would go into the practice area and go in virtually into the shadows, going all cognito. And sure enough, when practice starts, everybody gets, they all get royally smacked down. A royal smackdown. Because there were some veteran Vandals training them. The only person they had problems with was Deku, considering he stayed in the shadows the whole time. So it was kind of hard for them to see him. The only time they would see him is when his shock pistol fired. And the blade sparking. It gives off a little bit of light so they can tell where he is. But even they were still having problems even with that, giving him away. So yeah. They all do nod saying to themselves in the group after that lot left that the boy in the dark, the Dreg in the very pitch black armour, he's going to be the best out of this next batch going out, because he's quiet and silent. Nobody hears him say, he doesn't even say peep to anybody. The only people who know him is his mother and his siblings, and both of them are in an outpost. His mother and his eldest sibling are in the outpost. His second eldest is in logistics. And of course, one of them couldn't go 2 minutes without saying a sly innuendo about her. Only for them to get virtually mollywopped by at least his compatriots, who respect the girl too much due to her mother, to try and do what he was trying to slide in to do. And sure enough, they they just left him on the floor, groaning in pain. And sure enough, 5 more weeks of practice, Zuka gets shipped out. But this time to a different outpost, not the same one his mother was in. As he would land, he had realised he just got the short end of the stick. This outpost is virtually brand new and is small, and is very unlikely going to get any decent ether production going anytime soon. They have to rely on ether drop-offs, or ether ration drop-offs. So, of course, fun. So, first patrol comes along. Of course, Izuka couldn't spend too long getting used to the new predicament he's in, considering he just got dragged off and put onto a skiff and told he's going out on patrol. The skiff would land at the outpost and, well, he's now off on patrol with at least a few people. Well, other fellow Elixni that he wouldn't even trust to guard his back, let alone keep him warned if anything else is going on. And because he's wearing dark armour, he virtually sticks out like a sore thumb. Unless he's in complete and utter darkness. Well, let's just say this, it doesn't take too long for them to start finding salvage and people mistaking him for an enemy because he's moving in shadows. It doesn't take long for him to get shot at until he shouts, "What the fuck are you doing? I'm a friendly, you idiots." They'll just drop their guns and just say that he needs to change his armour so he doesn't look like an enemy in the shadows. You would just basically tell him to basically fuck off and let him do what he wants. Just remember that the guy in dark armour and walking beside you constantly is friendly. He is friendly. So he could get back to his job. Of course, the captain's got sort of gripes his own annoyance out on Deku, beating him a lot and shoving him, telling him he's weak and pathetic and not wanted. Deku would just ignore him and just basically kiss his middle finger and say, "Yeah, here's my regards to you, mister." So yeah, he doesn't get on well with the captain. And searching through this city that they're in, they'll find bountiful amount of scrap that they can take away to make into ether, building materials, to make new weapons with, new armour, buildings, hell, even new shanks if necessary, or even a servitor. Well, hell, they can most probably, if they even remember how to build a skiff, start with that. So sure enough, it doesn't take much longer for them to basically be in a building, salvaging it until they hear a poof, 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 brrr, gunfire. Going to the windows, the captain would tell them all to get away from the windows. Deku, being downstairs, not hearing it because he wants to be away from people, would stare out the window and see them for the first time. The ghouls, or more appropriate, the ghoul underlings, mini ghouls, shooting at fellow Elixni, or fallen to be precise. And these appear to be part of the ravens, as some of their corpses do land from whatever perch they were on, dead and bleeding. Some even do little corkscrew spins as they die. As they just... This squad gets wiped out. And sure, Deku can see, but so can they. They can see as well. And since he's in the shadows, nobody can see him, but one does look right at him. A man with black hair and, well, dark blue eyes, with bags underneath his eyelids, indicating they hadn't slept in a while. As we all know him to be Aizawa. But Aizawa wouldn't have seen him. Hell, as we know him to be Aizawa, Deku doesn't know him as Aizawa. So Deku would watch this man as he just looks down the alleyway. Almost as if time had stopped. Deku thought he had spotted him, but he was just staring until he just walked away. Because Deku was downstairs and in an alleyway, away from everybody, so he saw it all. So when he finally rendezvoused with the captain, who's moving far away from the ghoul, well, the mini ghouls, he would walk away with his squad. Of course, none of them would realise Deku was missing until he would turn up. Literally out the blue and as silent as a goddamn house cat without a bell. Just turn up out of nowhere. So of course he gets questions from a few who don't really care about him, but he is part of the squad and these are like a couple of the dregs. Just ask him where he'd been. He'd just say, well, not say anything. Then they'll remember, oh yeah, quiet. He don't say anything. They'd all move along. Quiet being quiet. The others just muttering and grumbling to themselves as they make their way back to the base. With a bountiful amount of scrap actually, so they could actually build a few ether tanks to create and to make ether. And a few servitors that were already around. So they would find ways to skip the time. Deku would find a perch to go and sit on, basically watch over the entire front gate and that beyond, while the rest of the squad just goes and does their own thing. Now, since Deku is quiet, he does not make a noise when he moves. Some people do see him. Hell, they don't even watch where he goes, they just know he's there because they see him move. And, well, time skipping at least a couple of days. And, well, I mean around about 12 days of Deku either sitting up on his perch or going on for a salvage mission. He would go on another one. As he would have a bunch of other fallen, 3 dregs and a captain, well, 3 vandals, a captain, and around about 6 to 7 dregs, him being the 7th, as they'd all move off again into the world as they know it. And so I'd actually come across a bit of a peculiar sight. A battleground. But this battleground's a bit different. There are, just blades, as if there was a royal melee. So they'd all go down there and scavenge the weapons, see what happened. With all of the vandals actually saying, it looks like somebody or something just started having a melee combat with all the fallen in the area. This all looks like Raven tech. Or House Raven gear. This deku would pick up the armour of a Raven captain. This would just basically shake the armour, feeling something in there. So as he would shake it, the armour would come apart and a letter would fly out. Catching it, he would basically give it to the captain after seeing the captain was walking towards him. The captain would read it and actually say, that's actually quite interesting. Apparently this place has a bunch of valuable scrap hidden somewhere nearby. House Raven was actually here to try and get it by somebody, nobody knows who. And by the looks of it, there's also a recording set in the left-right pocket, or armoured pocket, right chest plate. Well, right chest plate, look later, there would be a recording set. As it would actually have been off, or, well, still on actually. Alright. Stop it. As it stop it, then press play. They would hear it. If anybody finds this transmission, or finds this recording, we have died. House Raven has sent me and my squad to get a large amount of scrap in a building northwest of this location. We don't know what it is, but we know it's valuable. I'll report back in a bit. Log 2. We found it. We found the scrap and we sent it all back to House Raven. But some of my men have gone missing. Report back in 20 minutes. Log 3. I don't know what's going on. My men are dying. I can't see what's going on. I don't know where is the ghouls of fellow fallen, but I can hardly see a thing. This is Log 4. If anybody can see this, please, hear this, please, run. This place is a death trap. I can't see anything. It's so dark out here. I've been walking around in circles. I can't see anything. My people are dead. I'm the only one that remains. Time to die, fallen. No, wait! His bang would be heard. Ghouls. No skeletal remains, so the ghouls have hidden the bodies, left the armor behind. Fascinating. Alright. Let's get out of here. I said all leave. Izuku, obviously being quiet, would kind of be a little bit startled by how a captain that seemed very confident would all of a sudden turn into a babbling mess. They would all return not having anything to speak of. Of course, Izuku would go back up into his perch, and sure as hell would see something shining in the background. Grabbing a fallen equivalent to binoculars, he would look out, seeing that it was actually just a piece of glass that had been recently smashed. So that's what he could see. He would just rest up in his little perch. Sure enough, a day later, he'd be out on another patrol. Really not really bothered by anything. just him and a captain who actually respects him for him and not because of his mother, and would actually ask him about his opinions in sign language. Sign language that he taught Deku quite well when he doesn't want to talk to people personally. Of course, it took him a little while to convince him, but hey. He would actually tap Deku on the shoulder and actually sign to him, "What do you think? It's a bit too quiet out here, don't you think?" Deku would just nod and sign back saying, "Yeah, too quiet. Let's take the alleyway." Sure enough, they'll take the alleyway, and just when they do, sounds of bikes would be heard. As they'd all stay in the alleyways, I still see around about 4 pikes go past. House Raven. Well, good job of going to the alleyways when we did. As they'd see a bunch of more pikes go past as well. Oh, what are they after? One of the vandals would look to the captain as he would just shake his head. No idea. Something we're not meant to see, most probably. Come on, let's get out of here. As they'd all leave. Deku would follow them as well, knowing that if he stayed, he would just be, well, killed. So they'd all leave. And when they all, well, find their place to rest, they do for a bit. Alright, people. Drink a little bit of ether. Keep your energy up. Quiet. Small scouting mission. Don't go too far. And Deku would nod. And basically walk away. As one of the vandals would say, "Why are you so calm with him? He is nothing. I respect him for him, not because of his mother, but for him himself. His mother's useless. She operates one of the biggest outposts out here right now, and I'd give her a bit of respect if I were you. I used to be part of her little group before we became part of the Golden Lions. Now shut up if I were you. That's her son, and I do not want to see him disrespected." Stupid soothsayer. You say that again, and I'm snapping your neck. Sure enough, Deku would come back around about 2 hours later. And sign saying, possible tracks of ghouls, but not certain yet. Then he would nod. Alright, down some ether quickly. Yes, Deku would. And sure enough, they'd all move again. Coming across some valuable scrap. As well. Deku would find some just scrap himself. And put it away in pockets and places where he can bring out the scrap later. And all that. Pretty much, that was the end of the day. Until he gets forced to go back out on a solo mission this time. Basically, the outpost commander wanted a single scout late at night to go out and scout the area. And he chose Deku. Sure enough, Deku went and would leave. And pretty much just basically leave during the night to go out on a scouting patrol, or a patrol by himself. He's only a drake, he ain't a vandal. So basically he knows it's only to get him killed. Sure enough, something would drop down behind him. As he would pull his pistol out and about to fire, a hand would grab him and slam him to the floor. Huh, looks like I got a fall in here. I knew I'd been spotted. As he would hear the voice, and Deku would say, "Shit, a ghoul." because he would even see a little blue light. Guardian, we need to be careful. Stop yelling. Whatever, low light. Don't call me that. Let's stop getting in my way for a bit. Let me have a little bit of fun, would ya? As the man, as this ghoul would swing his fist down, Dick would roll out the way as a small crater would be made, or a fist-sized crater would be made. Then you're a slippy little one, aren't ya? Guardian, watch out. Possible sentries inbound. They ain't coming this way. As he'd grab Deku's leg, only to get kicked in the face. Gah! Bastard. Guardian. As he'd flick his ghost. Just disappear, will ya? Stop worrying about me, I know what I'm doing. And sure enough, this little melee would continue, with Deku crawling back and kicking the man's hand or kicking the back of his knees, trying to get him to fall. Come here, you little bastard. Yes, he'd, grab the back of Deku's belt, or his armour, and slings him into a building, breaking a window and Deku managing to crawl down an elevator shaft, or up an elevator shaft. As the Guardian would jump in. You went up, Guardian. As he'd look in the elevator shaft and jump onto the wire holding an elevator itself. As he'd climb his way up to the top level, crawling through a gap, he would see Deku running. There's nowhere for you to run now, little dank weird. Yes. He would just charge at him. And if you haven't guessed, yes, this guy's a Titan. As he bust through a wall. How you doing, you little shit? Only to have a blade jabbed into him. Gah! Fuck! As you'd hear this. Ozakika Kozaksik. As you'd get virtually spun and kicked out from the top window, as he would fall down. As well, Deku would quickly go down the building and jump to another roof, and then jump to another one, sliding down the alleyway and opening a manhole when jumping inside. With the Guardian. Well, with two other Guardians. Come in, Bakugo. You there? Guardian Bakugo, this is Ida. Come in. You gotta be joking. Momo, you got him. No, I haven't got him. It's not like he was gonna pick up to me anyway. Bakugo, this is Ida. Come on, dude. Open up. Don't make me go and get Kaminari. And stood here this. Shut up, Scouty McScoutison. Damn that Fallen. Where are you? Sending you my coordinates, Mr. Scout Boy. As he would walk out of an alleyway, instead of being already there, as he would get off the sparrows. Yes, Ida is a scout, aka a hunter. And, well, Momo? Have a guess. No, actually, Uraraka. Uraraka's a warlock. So, you done getting yourself killed? It's the first time in ages. Damn that little bastard. I must seriously learn never to underestimate the little guys. Ow. Definitely does have a good kick though. Ow. Ooh, that definitely hurt my stomach. Yeah. Something else hurt too. But the size of this manhole you made, kicked you from the top window. Yeah, he did. Whew. Got one hell of a punch. Whew. Hey, Ghost. Now you call me out. Did you get any pictures of the guy? Yeah, his armor's weird. It's pitch black. Almost made for night raids. Nighttime raids or something like that. Yeah, definitely would be useful. Oh. If it wasn't for me already picking the guy out, thanks to you, I sure as hell wouldn't have seen him. You get what house he's part of? Part of House Raven? No, he came from a different area. Came from up ahead. Pass me a sniper rifle, quickly. With your pink cheeks. What is it with you and calling me that? Here. Cause your cheeks are always pink. That's why. Funny. Got any heat signatures on this? Sure. Right there. Yeah, thanks. Jesus, there's an outpost of Fallen right ahead of us. Golden lines by the looks of it. Yeah. Night. Is that night vision? Yeah, it is. Good. Let's see now. What have we got for us? Well, I'll be damned, I was actually right. Golden Lions. It's one of their outposts. Didn't Aizawa point out that I was most probably another fallen house here? Yeah, he did. I wasn't actually sure if he was correct or not. I'm damn glad I was actually correct. I'm actually glad I didn't actually underestimate the guy for this time. Here, pink cheeks. Whatever. I'm not bothering arguing with you. As well. Now to go back. This is Fire Team Bravo. To Team Epsilon. To Group Epsilon. You there, Aizawa? Yeah, I'm here, kid. I'm here, Guardian. Good. You're right. Another house in the area. Told you there was. Yeah. How did you know? Had a hunch. You just proved it. We're on our way back to the base now. To the outpost now. Alright, meet you in the motel. Meet you there. Top floor. Come on, let's go. In the manhole. Popping up right in front of the main gates. Never ran so fast in my goddamn life. God, that was scary. I wasn't expecting that guy to pop out of nowhere. Holy great machines. Holy great machine. There's the door open. This deku would scramble in and sort of close the door as well and slide down. Out of breath. There's the captain he gets on with walks up to him. Quiet, you good? There's a shakily sign saying, ghoul problem. Out of breath. Sewers. As you get the message. Alright. Let's help him up. Let's get you to a bunk. There's quite a few people who actually have seen him. I'd actually be amazed that the guy actually would be out of breath about something. He's always so quiet and he doesn't look like he's always out of breath. So to see him like that, it's rather astonishing. Because they never see him really go for any breaks. He goes to sleep, other than his little perch. He just seems to be always active. So seeing him out of energy is rather amazing. And sure enough, he did have quite a few bad scars, cuts and bruises, and a few well, a few very good bruises now appearing. And within a few days, the bruising would fully be out, and he would be out for a few days because the bruising, it was quite bad. He had massive bruising around the chest, around the back area too, behind both of his legs, were pretty badly bruised. So he'd need rest for a good 3 to 4 weeks. So yeah, he'd be out for a while. And of course, the first ether supplies would come through. From the main big outpost. These supplies would come through, along with some extras. Extra like reinforcements, like a few shanks and all that. A servitor or two. Mainly one servitor, but hey. All they could do was hope. As they would go around shooting ether into quite a few of the other fallen in the area. Eventually, they'll make its way to Izuku and shoot a lot of ether into him to help his recovery. Well, after Izuku would wake up afterwards, he would actually see it and actually pat it on the back, on its shell. Thanks, little guy. As it just boop at him and fly away, or just shimmer away into nothingness to appear outside. Izuku would go back to sleep again, still catching up on a bit of rest. And sure enough, after his rest, he would be shot straight back immediately outside into another patrol, with him and at least several others. One taking good interest in him, mainly because of his reputation of being a very quiet individual and very stealthy in his approaches. Hell, even moving now, they don't hear a single noise coming from him. Even if he does have armor on, it's very hush-hush movement. Hell, there's barely any noise, so nobody really knows he's there. Of course, she would, because hell, she's standing right behind him, and they're both looking different directions to keep an eye out. So, when they all stop, Deku would immediately go into the shadows to get proper cover. People would also copy the action by moving into cover. This female fallen would actually locate where he is and hide behind him, giving him a bit of cover while also tapping him on the leg, saying that he's got company. Of course, he would notice and basically tap her on the shoulder, saying, "I got it, thanks." Yes, they would work together. Mr. Captain would radio to them all, saying, "I hope everybody else heard that sound." The sound I'm talking about was a bang, a gunshot. Yes, everybody would nod. As the female form behind Deku would just say, "Yeah, sound like a ghoul gunshot to me." As everybody would sort of chime in their own agreements, only static and, 2 beeps from Deku. Deku letting him know that he agrees. This captain would basically tell Deku to stick to the shadows and go around. Find out where this ghoul is and take him out if necessary. Make sure it's final death. Now this guardian is a rando, an unknown, so it's not any of the main cast from the anime. And one grueling fight later and one final death later, the ghoul gets kicked and shot in the face as he'd be sent flying off of the building he was on, as his corpse would hit the floor and basically erode into dust. They'd all see that it was a hunter ghoul. As they'd all look up and see Quiet, basically standing there looking menacing. Think of the first time you ever saw General Grievous. How menacing he actually looked before he had all of his organs and that. So yeah, thinking of that, but a fallen, Lixney instead of a General Grievous. If any other fallen, other than the people who already knew that he was a stealthy person, would say that it looked like a Reaper was there, just waiting to kill you. So yeah, he would return to his group. They'd hear the word, Guardian, where are you? Speak, damn it! Where are you? Guardian, this is Cade. Guardian, come in. You had a report for us? Guardian. Alright, get a fire team to this Guardian's location. Find out where he is. Yes, they'd all run. Deku would stay behind and carve a, sign into the armoured chest plate of the Guardian. And he'd scamper off with all of the people hiding and stuff like that. It's 4 days later, the Guardians would return the corpse of the Hunter Guardian. Cade, what is it? You might want to see this. This is Cade, Zavala, Ikora, and 3 other Vanguard members from the second last city: All Might, Midnight, and Present Mike. All Might, Titan; Present Mike, Hunter; Midnight, Warlock. Let's actually look at this final Guardian. Damn. Turned to dust. Cade. What? I'm just saying. And this is serious. A fallen managed to take out a Guardian? But what's that symbol in the chest? That's why we brought him here, Cade. Thought you would recognize it. Guardian, I do not recognize that goddamn symbol. Let's focus, all of us. We need to figure out what this symbol is. Zavala's right. If we do not sort this out now... If we don't get it sorted now, then perhaps we'll have a problem on our hands. Toshinori, please. Sorry. I haven't seen any symbols like this before. Me neither. Never seen it. Any of you? No, we have not. Even in our vast years of Vanguard duties, we've never had any signs of a house like this. Honestly, it looks like shadows. Shadows? Think of the shadow wolves. We've all heard of shadow wolves before. But these guys, possibly they're Templar? The Shadow Tempests or something like that? It looked like a Tempest sign. It looks like nothing, Cade. Hey, Zavala, I didn't even say anything. That was like Ikora. Indeed, it was. So I don't know why you're blaming Cade for that one, Zavala. Sorry, We need to keep an eye out for this singular sign. I agree. Yeah, I agree with that one. Don't see why I shouldn't agree. Whoever this is, who killed a guardian, they're big trouble. I'm getting flashbacks to Tanix here. Cade, no one has seen Tanix the Scarred for a while. I know, but it's giving me Tanix vibes. Only Tanix could kill a guardian. He killed Andal Brask. Cade, I know. Sorry, I'm just jumpy. I'm just getting very bad vibes about this fella. We are aware, Cade. Yeah. Hey, Cade. Yo, Mike, what's up? If you're getting Tanix vibes, then I think we should be very, very scared. Tanix the Scarred is a very dangerous fallen. If there's a Tanix 2.0 coming up, we need to deal with him fast. We don't know yet, Mike, if there is one. If there is a Tanix 2.0. I'm just saying, I hope there isn't. Alright, let's get back to the other city. We'll spread the words around our own guardians. Get them to tell them what's going on too. Very well. Report back as soon as you have. There's all night. Mike and Midnight would leave. Leaving Cade, Ikora, and Savala. Are you sure, Cade? Are you sure there's a Tanix job? This guy had a bounty on his head with the Fallen. I doubt any of the other doubt this Fallen would not cash up on that bounty. Where's Deku? And that was it. There was a ghoul up there. He went up behind him and killed him. Shot his little ball of light. Killed the ghoul. Impossible. There's no way a simple drake could do that. He's a shadow. He's a dark shadow. He's the dark tempest. A tempest of change. I could swear it. When I looked up at him, it didn't look like a drake to me. It looked like an ominous figure waiting to kill you during the night. The sun was in the right place to really give the "you better be afraid of me" factor. He is the dark tempest. He is the darkest of shadows that even the darkness itself dare not touch. He has this aura around him, Baron. Fine. But I warn you, if this turns out to be false, you will have your head on the chopping block. Now get out of my sight. As you wish, Baron. There's the word about Deku killing the hunter ghoul would be spreading throughout the camp. And sure enough, the biggest outpost would hear the rumours too. Two people would hear this. Did you hear? What? That a ghoul was killed. Final death, too. By Simple Dreg. Simple Dreg? You've got to be kidding me. No one's ever been able to kill one of them. Not ever since Tanix. I know. But they say this Dreg might as well have been Tanix 2.0. They call him the Dark Tempest, the darkest of shadows. That even darkness itself is scared of it. Is scared of him. Well, if he does pull off any stealthy assassinations like that again, I'll believe him. Don't you think we should get him here? We have some ghouls here that he could test himself on. Nah, I doubt those rumours are ever going to be true. With, well, Tristrix and Inko. You seriously believe in this? If there is a dreg that has done that, that'll mean that we are just not fighting hard enough. Keep an eye on those rumours. If they circle any more, come up with any more news, tell me immediately. Trenix, got it. Back with Deku. Deku would be out on another patrol. Just by, with two others this time. A small squad of 3 going out, just 3 dregs. Following Deku as they all go from alleyway to alleyway, keeping themselves out of trouble. It's dark at night, so they keep to the alleyways. Deku blending in easily because his armour is pitch black, as he would move from place to place with the others. As he would sign to them saying, "Hostiles up ahead." We move through the alleyway this time. So they would. Moving around, one lone figure would be in the shadows, walking through. Being a simple lowly dreg, it would not see its own death approach. It's Deku, as it suddenly have its neck slit. And as it dies, it tries to call out for help, only to have a blade plunged deep into its heart, as it fall down dead. Leaving the body, all 3 dregs would move, fast, and with purpose, to make sure they do not get caught. Sure enough, they reach a place that they were told to scout, as they would stand on top of a roof, all 3. 3 of them a little bit further back, 2 of them further back due to their armour being a little bit out there to show that they are there. Deku is pitch black, so he'd blend into the darkness, as he would see things. As he would then feel something tap him on the foot. As he'd look behind, he'd see one of the dregs pointing across the roof. Looking over, he'd see 3 figures with guns looking down at the same area. And then he would notice all of them wearing helmets, 5 fingers, feet, legs, and bodies of the ghouls. They'd all stare at each other. Then he would see the biggest one point and put his thumb over his neck and slowly pull his own hand across his own neck to say, "You are dead next time we meet." Deku would move back, telling his compatriots that they're leaving. As they do leave, they get spotted afterwards. 4 pikes spin around the corner and start firing. One of them would instantly get killed while they run. Deku would pull out a blade and throw it, spinning it to make sure it hits, slamming into one of them, right between the eyes. A lucky shot, to be sure, as the vehicle would just jolt and stop. as the two other dregs would jump off, pulling out shock pistols, only for them both to get gunned down and the third to be shot in the back as he would retreat. But both Deku and this other dreg, pulling out the knife from the dreg's face, from the vandal's face, leaving this small pack, he would sheath it. As the female dreg would call in, saying that they got 4 pikes to bring in. No, 3 pikes to bring in. And sure enough, getting one of them active, or both 2 active and 1 inactive, 1 moving, piece of piss. Really, piss easy. And so, fly off. Only for them to get shot at. Looking behind them, they'll see 1 ghoul following. This one having a helmet he remembers. As he would say properly now, right in front of her, "Heavy ghoul incoming!" As Deku would go and take a right turn as she would follow. As Deku would calm her, saying, "Go down the alleyway, quickly, he's after me. Come up behind him." As she would go down the alleyway quickly, turn off the engine, as the Guardian would fly straight past her. Getting back on, she'll jet herself around. Jettisoning herself around, she would head off behind the ghoul and start firing. As this ghoul would turn himself around, pull out a hand cannon and fire 2 shots, 1 missing and 1 clipping her right thigh, causing her to belch out an audible scream of pain as she would lose control and crash, going through a wall as it would collapse on top of her. As Deku would hear this, he would spin around, firing the pike's main weapons, hitting the sparrow, blowing it up, and watching as the ghoul would stumble a bit. As all of a sudden, when he's out of his daze, he gets smashed by the pike, sending the ghoul flying. Deku would quickly run in and see this female dreg unconscious, pulling off the debris as quick as he can. He'd move her legs out the way and drop the rest, picking her up, putting her up her torso in his arms. He would check her pulse, seeing that she's still got a pulse but is weak. He would quickly rush out to the pike, and seeing that the other pike's still attached, he wouldn't let it go. He would sit on the pike and have her riding on in front of him, as he would put the pedal to the metal and fly off as quick as possible, taking several different different ways back to the base. With the Titan. Guardian, I thought I had him. You never had him to begin with. I know. Damn that other fallen. It's one hell of a useful tactic. Split off. I thought she just fled. I thought it fled somewhere else. Nope. Alleyway, stop. Come up behind me. None of the shots hit me. Damn it. There's 2 of the sparrows would turn up. You got your ass handed to you again, huh? Shut it, Four Eyes. But yeah, I got my ass handed to me. Twice. Well, you know what they say, live and learn. Yeah, I guess you're right, Uraka, I guess you're right. Damn it! Son of a bitch! That sure as hell fucking hurt even more. Worse than getting stabbed. Christ. Yeah, where did you even land? Broke through an entire building, believe it or not. Is that why there's a hole there? Yeah, that's why. Oh. Guardian, you need to stop underestimating him. I know. Did you get any pictures of him? I did. There aren't any other markings on him, though, that show that he's that person who did it. Oh, he is. He's the bastard who did it. Oh. Damn. Are you sure you're not in pain? Really, Pink Cheeks? I just got sent through a building. How am I not in pain? I give up. I give up. You never gotta stop calling me Pink Cheeks, are you? Nope. Okay, Mr. Pop-Off. Mr. Pomeranian. Will you two shut up? Can we track him? You're the tracker, not me. They're on pikes. There's no way we're gonna catch him. He's right, Ida. There's no way in hell we're gonna catch him. Aizawa, this is Ida. We lost him. Alright, Guardian. Please, head on back. Zavala's on comms. Right? Let's go. Zavala's on comms. Great. Let's let both fly off. Back into Deku. Well, back to the base. With Deku and that. As he would pull up, doors would open as he would pull him in. As he would basically grab the girl and get her to a makeshift medical bay. As he'd put her down gently. Fix her legs! Wait, did that guy just... Yeah, he just spoke. Holy fuck. And that's 2 ghouls for me. Final death? No. Same ghoul that I encountered first time round. Defeated him twice, but no final death. Couldn't get to him in time. Very well. Holy shit, this guy's legend already. And he's only just a dreg. Let's just shut up and get her fixed. Yes, more rumours start spreading. And yes, Trixus and Inko get the message too. Well, guess who just got another bingo book? Got another point in bingo. Oh, little bro. Those rumours were all about Quiet, my little brother. And they're saying that he talked. He just spoke out loud to everyone to get another Fallen fixed up. Finally. I've been waiting for that day. Yeah, so have I. 2 ghouls he has taken on. One he actually killed properly. The other one he had a second encounter with, but never could kill him. Jesus. He's going to be another Tanix. He's going to soon have an inflated ego. Let's hope not. I hope he doesn't, Mother, because I don't want to see my little bro die. Hell. I think she's not going to like it either. Yeah. Verse 6. Losrix. She ain't going to like it at all. Yeah, she ain't. I got them, love him. I love him already. Back with Aizawa, Ida, Uraraka, and Bakugo. On the call with Zavala. So this is the same fallen you've encountered before? Yeah, it is. Beat me twice, he's good. It appears you may be wrong about that mark. It may not be a Tanix 2.0. Cade. Don't sweat it, Zavala. There's a Tanix 2.0 coming. I feel it in my bones. Cade. Circuitry. Sorry, I mean circuitry. Damn it, I'm getting too jittery. Cade. I know. It's just... I'm sorry, I just have this bad feeling. There's gonna be another Tanix around. Are we sure this boy isn't his son? Cade. We know he ain't. Because Tanix broke off alone when he became a Drake. When he became a Vandal. I know, but still. It's just too simplistic. And well, with Bakugo, Ida, Uraraka, and, well, Aizawa. Sir, is Cade always like this? Not always. He's not always like this. Cade, focus. Yeah. I'm focused. I'm just nervous. That's all. That's you not focusing, Cade. Vanguard of Tower out. Cade's right though. Has to be another Tanix on the way. We don't know that yet, Bakugo. I'm sorry, Aizawa. But I have to agree with Cade on this one. Zavala and Ikora, they don't know. Cade does. I'm not a hunter, but I can sure as hell feel it in my bones. There's a new Tanix on the way. Don't you agree, Ida? I can't say for sure. I haven't faced the guy personally. Neither have I. But, come on. It's not as if we're all going to be facing him. Come on, let's get back to America. Why do you want to go there? Well, for starters, the girls are there, and I want to have just a simple girls' night out. Why are we Guardians allowed days off again? As well, the Guardians would leave back to America. Considering that's where All Might, aka Toshinori, Present Mike, or Mike, and Midnight are located. Back with Deku, as he would be woken up by a servitor giving him some ether. Morning. As he would beep boop and bing at him, as he would get an answer. Yeah, I'm fine. As he would just make a few new noises, then blink out again. I swear, I can't actually understand what they say. He would stand up. It's been a few months since that fateful encounter again with Bakugo. And he's only started growing his legend. And he's only just started coming out of his silent self around others. He still is silent, but now only when he's out and about, in the field. When he's in, well, the outpost, he'll actually start talking to people. That's better. Well, let's better see what we got today. Time for me to go back up into my perch. Hey, quiet. Huh? Oh, hey. You're finally up, huh? Yeah, I just got released early this morning. I've been actually trying to find you. Really? Yeah. thank you for saving me. Not many fallen would come back for their comrades. Don't mention it. As he would put his hand on her shoulder, making her, blush at the sudden contact. I'd come back for my comrades any day. Hearing that would make her feel rather happy, seeing that he's not as blinded by power and prestige as others. And during the month, he actually had his docking clamps taken off, as his lower arms began growing out again. So he managed to get up-leveled into a vandal. And sure enough got a lot more ether to help him grow. But he shared it around others, not just kept it to himself. And sure enough, he now had a follower. The female fallen would begin following him around. Not as like a lost little puppy, but kind of walking in his footsteps, overshadowing him. Well, being overshadowed by him, but still sort of keeping herself to herself. As he'll make his way up to his own little perch, she would follow, stay beside him. A lot of people found it rather cute that he saved her life and now she's internally indebted to him. Yeah, sure enough, Deku did find it rather annoying already that she's following him. He doesn't do it for praise, nor does he do it for fame or glory. He just does it. He just did it because it seemed like the right thing to do. So, sure enough, he just lowly growls in his mind, saying, this is going to get so annoying. So, yeah. He was even given one of the pikes, as the colour would have been changed to midnight black, as it was to do with his theme of being pitch black and quiet. Even though it's loud as hell, it's going to give off one hell of an eerie vibe when it's going across places. All you can see is spark, lightning, electricity scraping across the floor as the pike would go past. So moving on, Deku would actually get on it. It would actually be night time again, as they realise he's actually a lot better at night, as there's a lot more dark shadows for him to, use to his advantage. Sure enough, Bakugo had returned a few times with his team to chase him down. He would once again be beaten, but this time, Ida and Uraraka would join in and chase Deku off. Not only that, Uraraka does get hit twice, once in the arm and once in the leg, stopping her movement. Ida, not really wanting to abandon his comrades, would just fire his sniper rifle, missing Deku just by a few hairs across his right cheek, as Deku would just vanish into the night. And sure enough, they believe that he's now becoming a Tanix 2.0. They start having mental flashbacks of what they got told by Cade the first time they met Cade. And when he told them about Tanix the Scarred, he even told them how he killed Andor Brask. And they're starting to get a little bit worried now. I guess what Cade says is true. He is turning into another Tanix discard. Tanix 2.0 in production, people. Oh, yeah, we need to kill him fast. Oh, it's only one guardian he's killed. The rest he's tried to leave alive as possible. I don't think he was actually aiming for my ghost. What makes you so sure? Nothing makes me so sure, but I just have a feeling. Something nagging in the back of my mind that tells me he's not aiming for ghosts. He's not even aiming for kills, nor prestige. He's just... I wish I could wrap my head around this guy. Let's head back. I can't stay out here too long. Alright. And sure enough, Deku comes back to the base. Yes, he'll enter. Yes, the base would have been built a little bit more. As the Baron would nod to him, and he would nod back. Walking up to the Baron, he would give a report about how 3 ghouls gave chase to him this time. Killed one, but not final death state again, because the other 2 came and chased him off. Wounded the other one, but the last one had a sniper rifle and was trying to kill him. He couldn't take on all 3 because one of them wouldn't take that long to get back up again. This guy would, well, the Baron would nod, saying that, and just say that he'd made a wise decision to come back. If he did it any further, they would send more and more people after him. He's now a vandal, but doesn't mean he can't take on a few ghouls now. Yes. Well, he would wait again for another night shift. Again, the fallen female would, well, walk with him. They'd finally get told, alright, a lot of you are going back and more people are coming in. And so, several skiffs, around about 5 skiffs would turn up, with materials and equipment and more people. Yes, well, even at the main base where they are all at, with the catch and that, even they've heard of the Silent One, or of Quiet. Dodo Watch has a virtually pitch black armour or armoured fallen would walk past. Tall for his size, they almost thought he was a baron or a captain. They get told that the Vandals are heading home. Well, some of the Vandals are heading home for supplies. To take some supplies back home. And sure enough, when Deku gets on, he leaves with a bunch of supplies. Hell, even several fallen dregs get on board as well. As they would all leave. And sure enough, when he returns, Larix would glomp him in a hug, saying, "You made it! How was your first ever deployment?" Obviously it's been around about 6 months out there. I know I've sort of skipped for a lot of it, but 6 months. We're sort of basing it on our own sort of military history here. 6 months out in deployment and God knows how much time back. Deku would tell her, it was fine. Killed one ghoul and final death a ghoul and killed another one 3 times. But never final death. That first one was kill or be killed. I see. So, got any good stories to tell me? Come on, tell me about the first time, huh? Pain in the ass. I wouldn't talk to anybody. but someone who knew our mother spoke to me. And she taught me hand signs to talk silently. Good. At least you're speaking now. Who's this? Huh? Oh, some good twerks. She constantly keeps on following me. Purely because I saved her. I went back for her. Oh. You went back for her? Don't tease me. Come on. You two can help me out with all the unloading. Sure. So, hopefully it would help. So, what's your name, little girl? Haven't seen you before. Oh, name's Momo. Momo? Nice name. My name's Larix. I'm Deku's older sister. He has siblings. 2? Our elder brother and our mother's out in the biggest outpost. The main outpost, to be precise. A lot of this can go into ether production. Yeah. Remember, got a lot of hatchlings coming around. Most probably a lot of hatchlings this year. Yeah, I know. Bumped into a few House Raven folk out there too. Jesus. According to Mom, when I got a transmission from her, they're getting worse in her sector. Yeah, they seem to be gearing up for something. Yeah. Well, come on. Let's go to our quarters. Yeah, quarters. When's she coming back? Oh, Mom. And Atrix. And Tristix. Tristix is coming back soon. Another month and he'll be back. Mom? She'll be back in a year. She'll be spending a full year out there. I see. So you're a vandal now. Have you just noticed my arms? My extra 2 arms? Yeah, I've only just noticed. Damn, you're already grown up in the world. I doubt it. Now, come on. Don't be such a sour wuss. You're doing great out there. Hell, you're already a vandal. Hell, I don't think Tristix is even a vandal yet. He's still under your dreg. Apparently, if you kill a ghoul, that's, well, immediate promotion. Apparently so. I guess I better tell him to do that then, huh? No, don't. Mom will most probably put him up to vandal class. Most probably. Anyway, I think I might find myself a place to stay. Seriously? You're moving out? I won't be too far away from Mother. There's no way I'd leave her side go too far away. Leave her side. Loyal to a fault. Isn't the youngest brother always be loyal to the family? Yeah, and it's up to the elder siblings to look after the youngest. Yeah. Treat your date to a good time. She ain't my date. Not yet, she's not. I heard that. Just ignore my sister, please. Sure, I'll ignore that. Please do. She always does this. Yes, well. Deku would be walking with her they'll get awed at by a bunch of the younger Elixni. Basically children. The children fallen. The baby fallen. Who are in classes. They'll be awing at him. Whoa! Look at him. Look at his scars. They'll all crowd him and actually basically pull him one way. Saying, come on, tell us stories. Hey, calm down. As he sort of get dragged off, as Momo and Larix would both be on the ground laughing their asses off. They'll both walk with them, basically keeping an eye on him and make sure he doesn't try to kill the little ones. Well, they all drag him to basically a classroom. Hey, calm down, calm down. All right, kids, let him go. Sorry about that, sir. That's all right. They want me to tell them stories. I'll be here for a while anyway. Come in next week. Sure, go and get yourself something to eat. Go and get yourself some ether. Thanks. There's all the kids would crowd him saying, no, you're telling stories. Yes, he would sigh. Tired and I want to get some sleep, okay? I promise, next week, story time, okay? This dude will basically pout. Well, basically trying to make him a stuttering ass by giving him the puppy eyes. Or as much as the puppy eyes as a fallen can even get to. That don't really work on Deku. Come on, let me go. This little whine as they'll all sit back down in their chairs. As he'd walk out. As he'd hear the teacher start talking. And, well, he'd remember his own time in class. As he'd be the most quietest student there and pays very good attention. As he'd walk basically to a place to get some ether rations. Here's some ether rations. Here's some more. Oh, it's you. Yeah, got a problem with that punk? Yeah, there's yours. You only get one. That's all you deserve. Listen here, you piece of shit. You give all ether out equally. Do I make myself clear? Do I make myself clear? Yes. Good. Now 2 extra packets. There. Thank you. This would take all 3 extra packets. Check and see if they're full, which they are. As you'd hear the person who served him spit. Gas drinker. As he'd just walk away, not really caring about the insult. It was basically he'd served the others. And sure enough, Larix would say, do that again to my brother, you're dead. And she would sit down next to him, along with Momo, who is trying to give him some ether, as he would just put his hand up, pulling out all 3 packets. Still good. If anything you need it, here. You only got 1. That's not good even for your rank. Thank you. Don't mention it. Now, drink up. Slowly. Take a little sip, take little gulps. Don't drink it all at once. The more you have now, the less you're going to have later. Allow your body time to adjust and grow a bit more. We have to make it last, because this year is going to be more problems for us. Especially with the younger fallen this year. A lot of it's going to have to go to them. Hi, sir. Well, look at you, little bro. You're good with the ladies and giving good advice. Perfect husband material. Quit it. So, that guy, he's the one that bullied you? He's the one who punched me and knocked me out, took all my ether packets last time. 6 months ago, that is. Your legend's already grown around here, you know? What do you mean? Look how everybody's looking at you. Some with disgust, some with awe, some with admiration. Took a ghoul down. Killed him too. Final death. A life or death situation. It was kill or be killed. I could have just shot him and killed him there and then. Better just come back, so I'll shut the orb too. Pains me to do it. Because he's just doing his job. It's a dog-eat-dog world. It's a dog-eat-dog galaxy. True. So, don't mind me asking, but what do you mean it's a dog-eat-dog world? You kill or you be killed. 9 times out of 10, it's be killed. 1 times out of 10, you must probably be the one getting kills, or the one being the killer. Especially if you're against the ghouls. It's often 9% of the time, 90% of the time, it's the ghouls killing you, or killing us, not the other way around. So to have a dreg kill a ghoul first time of meeting one, it hasn't been heard of before. So everybody's going to look to Deku as if he's some sort of monster or a bloody ghoul killer. Like I said, he already killed a ghoul once. Quit going on about this, sis. There's that old drinking, comfortable silence. A week would pass, and Deku, keeping his promise, would go back to the children and actually give them a story, moving his arms to make himself look bigger in effect. When he was talking about his fight with the first ever fight with a ghoul, he would show them that he was yay high and yay tall and yay wide, heavily armoured and easy to break through a wall. And so he'd have them all at the edge of their seats. The teacher, being a, veteran, would know that it's virtually impossible to kill a ghoul, considering they come back. So hearing his tale about how he encountered his first ever ghoul, first by getting dragged in the floor and almost killed, to stabbing this ghoul in the chest and pushing him out of a window, to plummet to the ground so he could get away, to meet him for 2 extra times and beat him, even his compatriots at one point, all while he was just a simple, measly dreg turning into a vandal. And sure enough, the children would be on the edge of their seats, listening intently, as if all the words they are hearing was from a man who had seen more than his lifetime, more in his own lifetime than they have ever seen. As one of them would say, "Wow, you're like Chelsix." I ain't like Chelsix. That fallen deserves the title of Kell of Kells. He stayed on our homeworld of Reese, where we fallen first come from, or where we Elixni first come from. I read up on our history. Reese was a lush place. Beautiful. We had catches. We had everything. We had the great machine. But then came the whirlwind. As his tone would turn somber, and Chelsix truly earned the name Kell of Kells. When we all fled to follow the great machine, his house stayed behind. Stayed behind and made sure we could live to fight another day. There are also rumors that a lot of his people managed to get aboard a catch and leave as well. But nobody has seen them before. Nobody's ever seen them. Hell, our trading partners have not even heard of this story before. So when they was told, they were happy that someone was chosen to be true Kell of Kells, even if they were through stories. And it's little to say anybody. No, it's actually the house that they were talking about was literally their sea neighbours. So Chelsix, the Kell of Stone, he was chosen to be Kell of Kells. Indeed he was, little one. Indeed he was. We should all be inspired by his noble sacrifice. One day, I will have to make the ultimate sacrifice. Sacrifice myself to save my comrades, my species. And if I have to do that with the ghouls, I will do. Something tells me in the future that the ghouls and us will make allies of each other. And one day we will fight, side by side. Call it a gut feeling. But that's all for today. I think your teacher has some more things for you to do. Thank you, Drake. Thank you, Vandal, for your time. Don't mention it. As Deku would walk out, seeing that Momo is actually there. Over the week he had got used to her following him. Well, how did you like it? Honestly, that little speech was good. I think you would do good as a leader. Don't flatter me. Now, we got jobs to do. And that is where I'm ending it, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you like, comment, subscribe. See you all in the next one. Peace.